currently looking at a module called as the TABLEAU, which is the tool used for visualization of our data. So in the last session, we basically looked at the various basic steps of visualization, how to import the data to Tableau, and using the data set, that is using the various columns that are available, right? We can convert them into the various types of visualization, and using the same, we'll be able to get insights of our data sets. Okay, this was our fundamental idea, the level 1 of Tableau. Today we'll try to go with the next level, some of the visualizations which are a little bit tricky, right? We'll be looking at that. And also we'll be looking at what is called as a dashboard, right? Which actually clubs our various types of visualizations. Okay, and also we'll be trying to perform the modifications among them, right? So this is the motto for today. All right, so let us start with the loading of whatever we have already saved. Correct. So if you remember, yesterday we briefly discussed about how the saving works, and if you have tried saving your book, this is called as a book in the sense whatever creations we have done, such as various sheets, the dashboard, whichever we have created, right? It will be called as a book by the Tableau, right? So this whole book can be saved, right? Since our version is a public version, right? We need to register first as a public user. Only when you do that, you will be able to save this, right? A copy gets saved. There will be a link for the saved book. As soon as you open Tableau, you will see that. That's the first thing if you have saved it, right? And another version is also available on the internet, their server side, which actually you can share. All right, so let's first look at that today, and then we'll be proceeding further. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll go to the file, right? On the top you see a file, and when you click on the file, you will see something called as manage my profile. Okay, if you already have a profile with the Tableau, I suggest you to go to that, right, and click on manage my profile. Okay, so everyone, so go to the file, and if you see manage my profile inside the file, right, then you click on that. If you don't have that, you can go to save to Tableau public, right? So just do that, and when you click on that, it will ask you to log in, right? So we have to log into the if there is a already existing profile, you can simply enter the your credentials, mostly mail ID and the password which you might have used while creating your profile. If you don't have a profile, there itself you have an option to create one. Okay, so depending upon your which category you fall on, you please do the necessary things. I'll show you what happens when you log in. Okay, so when you log in, right, I will show you what happens when we log in, right? I sign in, right? I have an option to sign in, and I click on that, and this is a Tableau public profile of myself. Okay, so I have not saved many of my past works over here, but since I have to show you, right, the savings, how the saving works, and right, how do you share it, etc., right? So various options we have here. I would like to show you, right, so that, right, whatever version you save here, you should be able to, right, share it with someone, right? So that's our, right? So either you go for view my profile or you go to save as, right? Save in a public profile, right? Go inside the file, you click on that, right? It is going to ask you to sign in, right? You have a sign in credential, use that, login. You will end up in a page like this, okay? And if you don't have one, you create one. That also takes you to this, okay? Right? I'll give say maybe 30 seconds of time so that you should be able to finish this. All right. So meanwhile, anything that comes up, any doubt you have, please go ahead.
So now to create the dashboards, we need to have different reports, right? Now we are just dealing with one simple superstore data. So
Yeah.
how what is exactly like dashboard and difference between report and dashboard?
So the dashboard actually consists, you can club your various reports generated or various sheets you created so far, right? You can bring it and you can put it over there and you can make some modifications, and right, a hybrid level of visualization is possible while using the dashboard. Okay, so that's a difference, fundamental difference. Multiple graphs, whichever we try to plot so far, right? uh, Depending upon your interest, you can drag and drop them to a dashboard so that the dashboard looks like a hybrid graph. I can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different graphs over there, right? I have some filtering approach, right? You can apply certain filters over there so that that visualization becomes much more clear, right? Whatever information you want to convey, that becomes much more clear over there, right? So that's the fundamental idea behind the dashboard. And the simple difference is that the sheets which we have created, it actually has only one visualization per sheet. We can club, we can bring multiple sheets to a place. That is what is called as a dashboard.
Okay.
Sure.
So is it any like mandatory that we have to make the report and dashboard in one single sheet, or we can make multiple sheets?
No, it depends on what you prefer. Okay, so there is an option called as making a dashboard, which I am trying to show. Okay, so which type of visualization you want to see, you want to keep, you can decide. It's not mandatory. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so I hope everybody is till here. All right. So now, right, in this case, you can click on the particular book which already has been saved. If you don't have, see this, right?
Sir, book. How to add the book?
So save as, go to files, right? Not on this particular page. Go to the TABLEAU, right? Over there you see a
Okay.
file and go to save. All right. So there is an option called save to TABLEAU pub.
Public for
Right. You click
But
on that, right? As soon as you click that, this has to come on your profile, which is in the TABLEAU public, right, site.
sir, but login. I have tried yesterday, but not login it. This is
I
the
think
some problem.
I think you don't have an account, right? I suggest you in on the login page itself, you see that create your profile. Something is there, right? If you don't have an
Okay.
account, you can create an account. So look at that itself on the same page, somewhere below you see create an account, because if you don't have an account, it will always show an error like ID is wrong or the password is wrong, something like that it will
Yes,
come,
sir.
right? So below
Yes.
that you will see that create a profile, right? So go to that, put your mail ID and create a password, and then you log in, right? It will, I think it will ask you to verify your mail ID as well, right? I guess,
Yes.
right? So finish that procedure. Immediately an account gets created, a profile gets created on the their side. Okay, so
Yes.
then you will be able to see this, right? Whatever a book you have gets saved onto your profile, that should be visible like this.
Yes.
Okay, right. So those who have done till here, just double click on this particular book, right? As soon as you click on that, right, the book gets actually opened on the right this thing on your profile itself. So you can see that the various pages which I had created in yesterday's session, right? It's visible here. So every sheet that you have created, right, that is going to come over here, right? You, even if you are visiting this site from let us say a different device, right? Maybe from my mobile, right? It is always possible to visualize whatever you have saved, right? Uh, on any from any device by just logging into your profile. This is an advantage, right? There is another advantage which I'm coming to that at a later stage. So just see that various graphs, various visualization we saw in yesterday's class. I can access them from here, right? So just try to do that from your side, right? Let me know if you have any.
Excuse me, sir. When I save my file, so it is just showing the sheet when I open that file. I'm not getting all the sheets.
Sheets options you don't have. Okay, let's go back. So let me check. There has to be an option saying that do something. Okay, let me see. Yeah. So when you click on, so you can see more actions, right? Right over
Yeah.
here. Simply click on that. Show visualization on profile. Feature which not this. Just okay. What happens when you open? I think it's showing on my side. Somewhere here you should have a setting. Yeah, yeah. You can see the setting, right? Just see here. I think show sheets, that option is not selected on your side, right? So if it is off, it may you I don't think you will see that. See, it's gone. Now I turn it on, means it comes up.
So where I have to click on the right hand side?
So just see here, this part, right? On the top side, you have a what is called as a settings button. Can you see that? This one. See the settings.
I'm not getting that, sir. No. I'm just trying. Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So reload that if it is not coming, and then select show sheets. As soon as you click on that, this particular page, the page gets reloaded, and you will see on the top of the various various sheets you have created. Okay. So just visualize the various sheets you have created so far. It should come, right? And once that is finished, now the sharing option. We have two locations from where we get the sharing link. Since it is getting saved on their website, on their server side, it is using this, right? On the top, you can see that, right? A option for getting this yeah, for yeah, this is the one, right? So this is the one place where you can get the link to share your work that you have done so far. So as soon as you click on that, you get another small window popping up. If you want to embed this into some other location, you can copy the embed code. Otherwise, this should work. Mostly, whenever we want to share, right, we copy this and we simply give this link to others so that they can click on that link, and right, your visualizations are available for. That is one place. At the same time, you can see the same options here at the bottom, right? There also I have a share, right? As soon as you click there, you will be able to. There are other options also, right? You can download, right? When you click on the other option, it says download, and you can enter into the full screen mode as well. Then, so since we have the various visualizations that are available here, is there any option so that I can use the TABLEAU in the online mode itself? So if you have that question in mind, so our answer is yes. So you can see another button over here, right? Which if you click, it says edit. So as soon as you click edit, just see what happens. So this is the online version of our TABLEAU. Again, this is only the public version. It's not a full version or something. Whatever capabilities we had, right, in the desktop installed version, right, the same thing is available over here, right? So actually you are seeing the online version, which is running on their server side, but still you can see the visualizations pretty much similar to in the same way what we were seeing earlier whenever I was sharing the TABLEAU screen, which is actually running on my system, right? So left to you, whichever version you want. You don't have a sufficiently you don't have enough memory on your system, etc. Means if you have a good internet connection, definitely this is other suggested option. Okay, so you can even try this here. So you have various options possible. You want to publish, you can go to the publish part, etc. Right, just explore further so that right, you are even comfortable on the set. There is actually no difference, right? So yeah, so we have a question embed code. Embed code means you are actually creating what you call as a, let's say there is a website, you are creating a website. So in the HTML code itself, you can actually put your link so that that whole page comes as an option on that website. So that's called as a code, embedding the code. All right. More detailed version, you can simply search what do you mean by embedded code in a website, right? Search that in the website. The complete details are available, but in brief, I can say that you can use that code whenever you create maybe an app, maybe a website or something, right? You can use it. If somebody else is creating the website for you, you can just give this link to them so that they can embed and like that particular sheet comes directly on, right, whichever app you are creating or whichever website that is being created.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please go ahead, Devendra.
Yes, sir. Actually, how we get different files, sir? How we can call? Because on my screen different file is there, and your screen the geographical file is there. So how we can get open the particular file, sir, saved file?
Saved file in the sense the data set or the one which we have created?
Yeah, we have created.
Okay. Uh, this is the one which I created yesterday in the yesterday session, and I saved it by the same name. Okay, it is not something which is available. This particular graph, what you see here, right, is the one which I created in the yesterday session. So if you have not saved that, right, it is not available for you now. You have to create one, then only it looks like with a given name, it comes only if you have
Yeah,
saved.
got it, sir. Got it, sir. From the bottom, I think we can select the file, sir.
Oh, you are asking
data.
from where? Okay. You are asking from where, right? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I thought how you got this particular file. If you had asked that, then that's the case. Otherwise, yes,
Yeah.
you see at the bottom, you can see like our normal install, right? Whenever you install the TABLEAU on our system, same way, right? So I'll jump onto the TABLEAU now. So see if I jump back to the TABLEAU. So this is the TABLEAU screen, right? Right now you are seeing the TABLEAU. There also we are doing the same thing, right? At the bottom, right, we can select the various sheets you have saved. Same thing happens with the browser online version also. So this is the online version which you are seeing. Okay, so try various options on this. I will give say maybe 1 or 2 minutes for everyone so that everybody can get adjusted to this online version also. If you need, you can even run this on from your mobile phone just using a browser.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Suchi, please go ahead.
If anything change in my online mode, then it will be saved on the dashboard also. whatever it is. there.
Yeah, it gets saved on the online version itself. Okay, but
Online version.
online version only. But on your computer, if you want to load that, you have to load that once again.
Once.
Okay.
But in my dashboard, it will be saved automatically.
Yeah, it has to. Okay, so
Thank
on the top, you have an option to simply to save. If you want to confirm that it gets saved, you have to just press the save option. Otherwise, normally it will get saved by itself. Okay, I think every 2-3 minutes there is an option to save, I guess.
And sir, what's the role of that publish?
Yeah, publish also is used for let me show you, right? Let me what screen I'm sharing now. Yeah, I'm sharing the screen. I'll just go to the publish. So you can simply on the publish. I actually have clicked on the publish. Okay, so since it is online version and every operation that actually happens over here, right, takes certain amount of time, right? There will be something. Now you see, publish, when I clicked, it actually ran for some time, and now it stopped. So nothing pops up, nothing will come up. It's something like I already might have shared my link with someone. Okay, and after sharing that, I am making some modifications in my graph. Okay, I'm making the modifications, I'm changing the visualization, etc. I did. Whatever is new here, right, is not available for them. Okay, so that is not still available for them, because when you shared it, whatever was there, it is being shared, not the modifications you did. You might have added a few more visualization, right? Whatever was something appearing as a square, you might have converted that into, say, circle, and you might have changed your graphs, horizontal graph into a vertical graph, etc. Many modifications you did, let's say, but those modifications are not available for them, because it's like you have never made the changes available to those who are accessing this one. Okay, your book which you have shared. So by clicking on the publish, you are saying that I'm making this available for everyone, right? Okay, publish is something like it's an online version of save, you can think like that. Okay, when you click on the publish, whoever you have shared the link, they are also able to access your most latest version of the whatever is available on your screen. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
sure. Okay, others, do you have any doubt? So most of the options that are available over here are pretty much similar. Okay, pretty much similar to what you already have on our desktop version. Only the advantage is that even if you don't have the installation readily available, but you want to show somebody else that, okay, this is what I have done so far and something, you can simply access that by logging into your profile, and yes, you can show this. So there are, okay, let me go back. I don't want to use this. Okay, let me go back to okay, I think I have an option. Yeah, so I'll go back to the page and let me check. Do I have it? Did I miss anything? No. So in the settings, you see, right, you have another setting that allow access or you don't want, right? So if you allow access, others can also download a copy of this, and they can place it in their profile and they can make the modifications on their side. So whenever they modify, your version will not be changed. Okay, only thing that they can do is that once they download it to their profile, somebody can make modifications in that. So as it is, when somebody is going to look at your profile and whatever you have shared, no modifications are possible. Okay, so that's one more very important feature, because simply when you share, others also change, that means it's not good, right? So whoever is the creator, only he or she can modify, right? Whenever a particular this thing gets shared. Okay, whenever a book gets shared. So right, so show sheets, allow access, and show biz on the profile. If you turn it off, when you go back, right, you will not be able to see any visualization. Okay, so that's the one thing. And again, you can go to the if you want to directly jump into the new visualization, you can click on it. Okay, click viz will directly open, right, a new book. This is something new. Okay, not the one which you already have saved. It opens the Tableau public as a new workbook, and you can start working from scratch here. All right, so that's another option. Anyway, I'm not going to touch that as of now. Okay, so that is all about how do you save it, how do you access that, and how to share it, etc. So those doubts, whichever you have, in an online mode, only this is the option available. We don't have any other option. Okay, so when you go for a paid version or a higher version, definitely you can you have an option to save something on your system itself. Then normally we can share those files, etc. Those are the options. So we have whenever you go for a paid version or a high-end versions of the Tableau, right, on your system. Okay, let us come back. Right, so we had seen many of the basic plots over there, but later on when I checked, I saw that few of them we had missed. So let's quickly finish that before we go to the advanced section. All right, so let me try to take maybe I'll select, it's a use the control button and then keep clicking category, subcategory, and maybe region. I'll select, and I want to go with the profit. All right, I'll go to the show me, because we have never discussed about what is called as a heat map, right? So when we discussed the basics, we told that there is an option called as heat map as well. So simply double click on that, a heat map comes into picture. Let me try to give a color based on something. So you just have to let me try to enlarge this. Still it is very large. Okay, doesn't matter, right? So this is how you create a heat map. Okay, so coloring profile is also needs to be changed, right? Because if you, so as of now the color is being shown according to the profit, but yes, you can definitely change this depending on the discount you have. You can change the color, right? You can make things change, and depending upon the sales, if you want to visualize, this is how it is. So coloring scheme, as usual, you know how to change it, right? So go to the coloring scheme and change as per your requirement. So you can see that, right? When I change it, it looks like this for me. Okay, so I prefer to go with whether it is a profit or not, let's say. And let me check the edit colors. I'll go with the red and green color. So wherever you see red, that actually is a, under the furniture, it's a table for east region, right? The profit is in negative, indicating that, right, it is a loss. So in the same fashion, you can actually check others also, right? You can try to create the heat map. So the colors should be based on some parameter, right? So I have to select accordingly. Whatever you want to plot on the along the x-axis and the y-axis, you choose those variables, preferably a categorical variable. Okay, and give a color according to, right, your requirement. Choose something like a sales quantity, right, or profit, etc. You can choose, and you can give the colors according to that. So this is how you create what is called as a color map.
Excuse me, sir. When I just clicked on the heat map, I'm getting same color for this profit. Size is different.
What do you mean by size is different? I didn't get.
I mean, I'm getting the same color. If it is blue, all blues I'm getting.
Okay. Then go to this color options, right? You see the color, right? click on the color.
I'm not getting that edit colors. I'm just getting options, and there is only one color option.
Okay. Have you dropped out something like, are you bringing the profit and dropping on the color? Have you done that?
Yes, I've done that.
Hello,
Then
sir.
I have no idea what is happening. Okay, because so if you are looking something like this, like some of the profit is coming for a color, you should be able to edit that. Okay, just check that once. So cancel this everything, right? By just clicking this, you cancel, right? Like this.
Okay.
Then do it once again. I'll also do that. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah. Yes. Go ahead, Devendra.
Sir, I'm not able to find out how we have opened this sheet, sir.
This is a new sheet, right? So come down and press on this, right? This is a new sheet.
Okay.
Right? You're not able to see. I'll mark it out. You can see that this is a
But
new sheet. Click on the sheet, something blank will come.
But
So-
in my TABLEAU public, the options are showing on upper side, sir, not lower side, and this option is not coming.
I think you are actually you are in the online version, is it?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm back on this thing itself.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Just a minute, sir. Just a minute.
Come back
So
to the desktop version, and
then
in the desktop version at the bottom you can see an option like this. Here.
No. In front, open option is there. Then connect and file data. All I
Okay.
can see, sir.
Okay, you are in the data source. This thing, I guess, right? So at the bottom you see data source is right. Something like this you can see.
Just a minute, sir. No data here. I think test 29, 27, practice 1. I think this kind of sheets are there, sir.
I don't understand where you are actually. So you have to open the desktop version, in a sense, whatever is installed in your computer, right? Open that.
Yeah.
Not this online. Close your browser and come back to this thing.
Yeah. Now open, sir. Then drag. I have to order to drag. No?
Yeah, you have to drag and drop the order. So this comes up, and then you come to this thing, right? The new sheet. Click on a new sheet. But sheet 1 will come.
But I'm not able to see other sheets, sir. Like earlier we have created that I could not able to see.
Have you saved
only
that?
New sheets?
Have you saved all those sheets yesterday?
Yeah.
When you quit? Okay.
Yeah.
If you have done that, you can actually go to the file and maybe in the manage your profile, it will again take you to that itself. Okay. It will again take you to the online site, right? Their profile. There you see whether it is saved or not. If it is saved, it will directly come, right? Whenever you open, it will not show that, the connect or something. The default page itself will show you that you have already saved a book 1. Do you want to open that? It will ask that.
Test 27, 29 something saved, sir, already.
Okay. Have you given that name yesterday when you saved it?
Yeah.
Then that itself, you simply click on that, it will open. So whatever names you have given right yesterday, same name will be showing over there. Simply click on that, it will open.
Deven, please close the tab and then once again open it.
Maybe that will work. When you
this is the today's
that,
the
right?
also
possible.
मेरा में भी यही प्रॉब्लम हुआ था तो एक बार वो बंद करके डेस्कटॉप वाला
it is showing but option like these are all sheets are showing on above sides and not below side.
That should not matter like this, because irrespective of wherever it is, when you click on that, we expect that to open. Okay. Just
when we edit, then when we edit, then options are coming, sir.
Okay, sure. Just maybe slight versions are there. When you click on that, it will.
Okay.
So let me repeat how we got the heat map again. Okay, so you have to select, right? I am selecting category, subcategory. That's what I want to be displayed, and I also want a region, right? It automatically selects which is the best suitable axis. Whichever should go to x-axis, which one should go to y-axis, it will decide, right? So I don't have to worry. and then just tell that I want to visualize according to profit. So select on your along your dimensions and the measures. Then go to the show me, right? Click on this graph. Okay, so this is what whenever you click on something, what is that graph? It actually is visible at the bottom, right? So it says that whenever I move it here, it says it's a heat map. So as of now, you can see this, I think this was the problem, right? Earlier, correct? So somebody asked me a question about that. So I'm getting all of them
Yes,
same,
sir.
something like this, right?
Yes.
So just bring this sum and put it over colors. That's all. So there is a profit, right? So bring the profit and put it over the color side. Okay. So as soon as you do that, you will be able to see this. Right. So everyone modify this and make some changes on your side, and then you need to save this, right? So that if at all we want, we can use it at a later stage. All right. So I'll save this as the heat map. All right. So I hope everybody is with me. I'll add another sheet. And what I want to do now, okay, let me go to sheet 11. Let's have another visualization which we have not observed so far. Okay, so I'll select maybe the category, and I also want to visualize the profit, but now I want to go to a pie chart. Okay, so on the size, you have an option to increase or decrease. All right, so category wise, we are as of now we are getting the colors according to the category. So which category, right? You want to see that means you can bring the category onto the label, so that right even the visualization is clear. Okay, as of now, I have an option called angle, right? Let me check what happens if you bring this on the angle, right? That is not possible. Category wise visualization is not possible. That's why it is saying the red. Okay. So color, I have to give it again. So you can see that the color actually changes over here. And let me go for a different color option here. We go to edit colors. We'll select maybe a range. Let's check that. So you can make some modifications like this. All right, so we can actually select the pie from this as well, right? So on the left side marks, if you see, if you go to if you click on the automatic, it actually shows a pie. So for your data set, if a pie chart is possible, definitely that will bring the same chart. You don't always have to go to the show me part. All right, so that is pie chart plots. So-
Excuse Sir, in technology, you are getting equal kind of space there. I'm getting different one.
Sir, category, what tool we have selected, sir? Color or size? Profit we have selected color, and category.
Category is a text. I want to visualize the names here, right? Furniture, technology, etc. Right? So that is what I wanted to visualize. So nothing is given for angle. I think that's why everything is being shown as equal. You have an option. So get the discount onto the angle. Now you see it changes, right? So there is an option called angle. But as soon as you select the pie chart, you can make the angles, right? So angles of each of the category, you can decide what you want. Now you see this is according to the what I chose a discount. In the sense, see the discount is highest for office supply. That's why it actually occupies a huge range, right? Furniture is slightly less and the technology is much less. So because of that, now the angle changes. So just drop it off, right? I'll change something else. I'll bring, say, quantity onto the angle. So you see, again, it changes. Okay, so that's how you can make the modifications. Even the sales I can bring the sales on angle. So according to the sales, right? Sales are pretty much close, 719, 742 and 836,000. So because of that, they are looking pretty much close. Okay, so I can even bring the sales onto the label so that even that will be printed out. You can see.
So, why we are getting question mark in front of some sales? Like, what is the reason?
Sorry, where is
So
that?
why we are in front of the last two categories, which is category and some sales, why we are getting question mark?
Question mark? No, I don't see that. Where is it?
Sir, under the mark section, marks we have like 4 parts. Some
Okay.
profit, it is color. Some sales, it is angle. Then category and some sales, why we are getting question mark?
It's not question mark. If you look carefully, that is a T indicating that is a text. You can see the text printed here, right? Office supplies, some numbers, etc. Right? So if you
How
see
we have
that,
got, sir, how we have got this?
you
text?
have to bring and drop the particular things over there. So I'll just drop it. So just see, observe that. So I remove that. Now you see it is gone. Okay. So on the text side, whatever you want, you have to bring it. So if you want to see that which particular category it is, so I'll bring the category and I'll paste it on the text label, right? So it brings up the category wise, right? Then I want to see the visual. On the plot itself, I want to see say the sales, right? So go to the sales, click on that, bring it and put it over the label so that sales number will come over. Right, you can check others also, whichever you are able to plot it over there, you try to bring and paste it over there on the label, right? You will be able to see that. Okay, so make some modifications in this. Try and learn more, right? What are the other things that you can plot here, right? Do some modifications, right? After that, you please save it. Save this sheet, right? Okay, let's select something more. Okay, before that, let me go to a new sheet and let me select the region and region wise say profit, and I'll come back to the show me again and let me see which is the one which we have. Yeah, so there is what is called as a box and whisker plots. All right, so click on that. So profit is visible, but I want to visualize the region as well. So let me see the regions. Region is not showing that. Let me let me do something else. Let me try to bring the regions over here. No. Right. Okay, that's not a valid one, I guess. Let me try to bring the region-wise sales. No, I want to visualize something else. Okay, let me keep trying. Meanwhile, if you have any doubt, please go ahead. Region, and let me bring the sales. Zero or more dimensions. Okay, let me remove that. I don't need it. Let me take a product, subcategory, and the profit. And let me check whether I get, yeah, so this is the one. Okay, so I choose a category and the profit. Now, okay, let me come back to that later. All right, so you see, right, we have studied already, if you remember, we have studied the concept of the quantile, right? So you already know that what do you mean by a box plot, correct? So do the analysis over here. So I have selected this graph. Okay, so on the rightmost side you can see, right, it's called as a box and whisker plot. So please select that so that you get a graph like this. Right, everybody is getting this. Then I'll ask a question so that you can try to answer it. And I have chosen profit already, so let me put a discount on the color. Let's see whether this changes something. And it says a circle. Let me go with a line. No, let me go with a different shape, maybe at least square. Size is too large. Decrease that. Okay, everybody getting? I think this is the default shape what you get. Right?
Please repeat once.
Yeah, sure. So what we are trying to do here is we are trying to get the box plot for various categories. So I will select a category and a profit, and I will put them on the category on the column, and the rows I'll put the profit. Okay, drag and drop. It will actually create some other plot, but you come to the show me and you select this plot. Okay, it is called as a box and whisker plot, right? So whatever you used to get earlier, it will automatically change to this particular one. Okay, so now you see we already have studied the box plot somewhere. Where we have studied, anybody remembers that? Under which particular module?
Yes, sir. So to find the outliers.
Yes, so outlier detection in the mostly in the EDA part, right? Exploratory data analysis. How do you detect some outliers? Because there will be noise in various columns. I think under the pandas we had studied that, right? How to remove the outliers from a particular panda series, right? Under that we had actually studied two different concepts, out of which one of them was the outlier detection by using a quantile method, right? IQR was something like that, right? You had calculated, and if you remember, we had, right, one particular box plot written, and every location of a box plot has some meaning, right? Now I'm not going to repeat everything, right? So this is a box plot, but I'm trying to plot for 3 different categories, right? So whatever is out, if there is an outlier, you can see that here. So I can see that there is an outlier here, right? So this is something like we are trying to measure the profit, okay? But for one of the materials is inside the office supplier, a subcategory called binders, there is something that's an outlier in terms of the profit you have obtained. So all others are within certain range, right? There is a IQR being calculated, and this is automatically calculated and plotted by the TABLEAU side, right? But what we can understand is that, okay, are there any outliers? I can try to identify. Yes, there is a particular subcategory of that's actually called as binders. We can see, right, a outlier over here. Right. Yes, that's an outlier. So do some modifications on this. So instead of these values, try to bring some other parameters onto this and try that. You may find some other outliers as well. Okay. In a different view, you may see a different outlier. So right now we are looking in the perspective is profit only. So if you look at the sales perspective, you may see something else, right? Also, you may change the quantity, right? Some abnormalities, if you observe, it will be classified as an outlier, right? Just try that and let me know if you have any. All right. So we have done enough fundamental plots. Majority of the very useful plots we already have looked at this, and let's move further. All right. So the next topic that I want to jump right now, I'll come back to the plots once again, but slightly afterwards. Okay. So some of the complex plots we have, we'll be discussing them in the later half today. Okay. So before that, let's jump into the next concept, right? Which is okay. We'll come back and we'll move on to the dashboard. Okay, so you can generate a dashboard by clicking the button which is after the sheet. Well, whichever button we use to click for creation of a what do you call as a new sheet, right? Don't use that. Use the one which is after that, immediately after that. So that actually opens up what is called as a dashboard. Now, if you remember the basics we had discussed earlier, we already have some idea about the dashboard. So dashboard is a place where the various sheets which already exist in the particular workbook can be brought and can be clubbed together to get a new thing. Okay, I think we have a doubt here. Let's see. Sales in rows and yeah, that's what. See, you just have to check what is a valid this thing. Let me just check. Let me go back. Where did I save it? Okay. What was the question? Sales in rows. Box plot is gone. Maybe the coloring options or the size options you need to change. Okay, so I think that's also the problem. All right, so we'll come back to the dashboard. So dashboard is a place wherein we can bring the various sheets that are already existing. So the condition here is that you need to create various sheets first. Depending upon your requirement, you are supposed to, right, create the sheets first. I want profit versus something and I want a bar graph. Create a sheet. I want a geographical visualization of something. So create a sheet. So that's why we try to give a specific names here instead of sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. I try to give these names in yesterday's session just because whenever I try to create a dashboard, I should be in a position to identify that, okay, what is that graph? Instead of keep searching, right, about, okay, where is that particular graph? I can do this in a easier fashion. That's one method. There is another method that as soon as you open this dashboard, you should be able to see the sheets on the left side. Okay, so all our variables are gone. They are not there, right? So because using a particular variable now to create a graph, that is not an option now, because there is a fundamental requirement that you need to have sheets readily available with you. Only if you have sheets readily available with you, you can do something over here, right? So make that point very clear. You should have the sheets readily available. And whatever sheets you have created so far, they are directly available and you can visualize them on this side. You can see this top part says that sheets, right? So one option I told, it is easy if you give a name according to so that by just looking at the name you should be in a position to identify what sheet it is. Okay, so other than that, even if you don't do that, you give simply sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, dot dot dot, doesn't matter. There is another option to at least to see what sheet it is. As soon as you move your cursor over there, right, on each one of them, it actually shows what is that plot. Okay, so just verify. Maybe this is not visible on you on the screen, but when you move your cursor, we are expecting something like that. Okay, so or if it is not visible, at least click on each one of them. You should be able to see. Okay, so just click and move your cursor. At that time also it's visible. Okay, just check that once. Various sheets you have created so far, everything is available. Okay, I think I have not named my sheet. Let me go back and let me give a name. This is box plots. All right, let me come back to the dashboard. Right, so that's the first feature, right? You have various sheets available and that are visible, right? The next option is that we have various objects available, right? Some of them I can actually directly discuss. The horizontal in the sense, right? You are going to put every graph or every sheet one after the other in a horizontal fashion, right? The vertical means you will be able to do only vertical fashion, right? So don't go for anything that is those are something which is very fixed. You don't have a flexibility to do whatever you want. Like I want something here, I want a bigger one, bigger graph here. Below that I want a small graph, etc. If you want to do that, then don't go for any of them. So whatever options you see over there, that are pretty much straightforward, right? Some of them will touch at a later stage. Okay, so whatever is important I'll tell now. So don't go to the object part as of now, not required. And right, then we have a floating one or a tiled one. Tiled one in the sense it will create some tile structure, and within a tile you are supposed to paste. Again, very less flexibility in that. The most flexible thing, and I like to do that always, is a floating. So select floating, right? So tiled one you can try later. Whenever you are free, you want to do something, go to tile and see. But the method of creating the dashboard is what I want to teach first, right? So I prefer floating because you can drag drop first, that is available every case. But the size, etc., is it's something like every sheet is a floating thing over there. I want to simply drag it and I can pull it and I can change the size, etc. We can do very easily. Okay, so that's why. So far you are supposed to just select a float. Yes, Manish.
Sir, I have a small request, sir. If you
Yes.
don't mind, can you share the file which you are working on right now? Because, sir, honestly, I have worked, but I have not saved all these files.
Yeah,
sheets.
absolutely fine. Absolutely. Just give me 1 second. I'll
So that we can, we can also practice pattern.
Absolutely fine.
Along with.
No
So nice, sir.
problem.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Just give me 1 second. I'll go to my TABLEAU. Okay, this is a copy, and yeah, you can find it in the chat. Okay, please go ahead and find that.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being so kind to us. Thank you.
No problem, absolutely fine. All right, so please download. Those who don't have saved it anything, because of some reasons, if you don't have it, please download that. In a sense, please access that and save it onto your profile, so that that can be used in your system. Okay, so that's the basic idea here. Okay, maybe I'll give, say, 1 or 2 minutes for everyone to do that. Those who don't have saved data with you, please go ahead.
Can we download the complete book from the online mode, or can we have to download sheet by sheet?
That you have to check. Previously, there was the option called everything comes at once. Like this is a whole book. Okay, so I am expecting whatever I have done so far, right? Everything should be available, right? Please check and verify. Okay, so I think right, everything will come to you directly.
Sir, can we get the Excel file, sir?
You need the Excel file as well. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll share.
please.
No problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's being uploaded to the chat. You should be able to find now. Okay. Yeah, so then let's go ahead with the TABLEAU dashboard. So in this dashboard, you can see that sheets are there, right? And I suggested to go with the floating option. Tiled is something like fixed locations. There only you can put something. Otherwise, you don't have the freedom to move it anywhere you want, right? So that's one restriction. So I don't prefer. Personally, I don't like that, right? So I go with the floating. Everything is a floating bar. You can actually, right? I have something here. I can move it to this side. I can bring it down. I can anywhere you want. You can do any size you want. You can do, because tiled means, you understand, in a house the tiles, whenever we put to the floor, it's always fixed. It's something like that. So floating you choose first. Then the next option is something like this, right? You can see the size. So on the left side, you can see above the sheets, there is a size option, right? Which size you want to visualize, you can choose there. By default, it shows something. I'm fine with that. If you want to change, please make changes according to your need. More width you needed, right? Change the width, right? Height is lesser, it's fine for you. Make a change. Okay.
Sir, I have one small question, sir. Sir,
Yes,
actually, you shared the link of the TABLEAU itself. And sir, I'm able to see all the worksheets with the product hierarchy, reason-wise, subcategory, everything.
Okay.
So now how I have to bring all these things into my TABLEAU?
When you click on that, there has to be an option called save it to your drive or something. I right now I don't have an idea.
Yes, sir. So when we press on the download, it will ask us to download as the image or workbook or PDF file. Then we can download it as whole work.
Okay. So yes, you have an
Sir,
answer,
sir,
Manish.
we have to have to download it as a
Workbook, sir.
Workbook.
TABLEAU
Workbook.
Yes, sir. TABLEAU workbook.
TABLEAU workbook. Because you want to open that in a TABLEAU, right? So click on that, download, and download as a TABLEAU workbook.
And sir, it is showing current version. Then what do I need to?
Yeah, current version only. The most recent one, whichever is saved, right? You should be able to get that. Just hold on. I'll save it once again, so that, right, download that once again. I think I have not saved it. Please hold on. I'll save it to TABLEAU public. Now it is saved. Okay. It actually got saved. Just hold on, just 1 second. I'll say when to download again, right? Maybe whatever was saved earlier, that is what you get right now. Do you have the box plot and all on whatever you have downloaded? Please check.
Sir, actually, it is showing my version is 2020.3. 2020.3.
No. That's not the one.
It is
Uh,
not.
Yeah, sir. Not saved, sir.
Sir, not saved that.
It's
Earlier it
not
was
saved,
not
right?
saved.
Correct,
Yes,
correct,
sir.
correct. Just hold on 1 second. I'll try to save that once again, right? So click on this, it opens a new one, and yeah, now you get that. Okay, so just a second, I'll okay, it's done from my side. Now you check that once again. Click on that link. I have made a publish option. I have clicked on the publish so that right, the most recent version should be available to you.
Now it's available, sir.
Available, right? Everything is
Sir,
correct.
actually, my version is 2020.3.
Okay, okay. It should not matter which version you are using, right? I'm saying that now you click on the link which I have provided so that everything which is there in my workbook is available to you. That's all. Okay. Download again. Okay, so we continue, right? There is on the top side, so size is fine. So you should be able to make the modifications on the size, right? Whichever is your preferred size, you select.
Sir, how we can save, sir? Can you tell me?
Saving is possible by going to the file, right? So look at
Download.
this side, okay? The file, right? So click on the file, and when you click on the file, you get save to TABLEAU public. On the file, leftmost side, you should be able to see file. Click on the file. It says save to the TABLEAU public. Or there you have an option. Click on that.
File option is not visible, sir.
No, I have
Only download and share, and other options are available. Make a copy and like other options.
So where you are running your this thing, I have a doubt in that. If you
maybe online, sir.
Yeah, you are running online, I guess, right? So online you may not have that option, as I understand. Let me just check. Let me go to the particular book. Let me edit.
So file.
Let me edit. Just a second. Yeah, in the file. Yeah, in the file you go to publish. Publish means it gets saved. Okay. Online version simply publish. That's all.
Publish, but where is the options? Are publish option?
Publish option in the inside the files, right? File. Click on the file. You see a publish.
Make a copy, download.
No, I'm not able to see make a copy. Where is that?
Okay.
Or the publish, actually there is a window coming as publish, right? So you should be able to do with that also. Just hold on. I'll come to that. So let me go to this thing. So as you can see on the top, you can see a publish option, right? Right now. On the top right, wherever my name is written next to that blue color, you can see a publish. Click on that, it gets saved.
Just wait, sir. Your file is open, but publish option.
Either you use this, you can see on the screen. Otherwise, you go to this.
No,
file.
sir. Online, sir. I think I'm in.
You are online, right? This is online. I'm actually showing you from my browser. So now you see, I click on the file. You can see publish coming, right? So I just have to click this publish. It gets done. Okay.
Publish.
Let me come back to say the TABLEAU itself. Now, so we were discussing about what is called as the sizes, various sizes of sheets you can directly select over, right? So sheet is done. So depending upon your requirement, you can actually select the sizes. After that, the next option, what we see here, this is actually the one which we were talking initially, and we had few doubts over there. What's the use of the divisors, etc. Right? So now you see there is a dashboard option, and this is called as a default. It's actually showing a device preview by default, right? It's actually selected that. In a sense, when the device preview is selected, you can see some changes happening, right, on the dashboard itself. That's actually corresponding to the device you have chosen whatever visualization is possible according to the specification we mentioned for a device, it is showing. So how do you change this? How do you change, in a sense, how do you make sure that how does it look like corresponding to a device? You can see when it has to be default. Normally it will be selected as default on the left side, but when you bring it on the phone, it is locked. You can see there is a lock symbol saying that that feature is not available to you, because right, we know that we are using the free version. Those are available for the paid versions only. Okay, in a paid version, I have seen other options also coming up over there. As of now, it's not being shown, so don't worry. Anyway, even if it's there, we cannot use it. So there is a device preview. If you click on that, it will be dark. If you don't click on that, right, if you unselect that, this is how it looks like. So according to the size you have chosen, this will change. Now I can change this to, right, right, let me change this. You can make the modifications, right? So this is complete. This is a part of it. Again, you make the modifications on your screen. You can see that width, height, etc. can be changed. All right, so I'm coming back to the device preview. So click on the device preview. When you click on that, on the top, you see few of the options coming into picture. So this is the one which comes up only when you have clicked on the device preview. Now you see I click on the device preview again, that goes away. In the sense, I'm not looking at the device specific preview. So click on that, you can be able to see that. Okay, so again, in a free version like TABLEAU public, this you may think that this is not so useful, but yes, right, when you professionally use this in a company and by using their paid version, etc., right, they want the size of whatever you create is of a specific width, specific height, and specific to a particular screen, right? So what are the screens available? So right now you can see it is desktop. So it says that right now you are visualizing the desktop preview. In the sense, this whatever you are creating now, you are making sure that this will be delivered to someone who is going to look at your visualizations on their desktop. Okay, so that's the first thing. So let the desktop be there as it is. So after that, you can see the model. There is an option called model. So it's a general desktop monitor. Okay, so let me go back. I think I have an option. So when you click on that, right, you get a drop down menu and it says generic desktop of a specific width and height, right? So 1920 into 1080. It's a HD format. So below that I have an iPad Pro, right? So whichever is very standard, only those are being provided over here. Again, this particular free version has a very limited options. Okay, so generic desktop I have, then I have a medium desktop, then I have a large desktop, and also I have I can see a iPad, right, of a specific size, right? You can choose, right, whichever you choose, according to that it will get modified. So slight modifications may happen in terms of width, height, whichever you have selected, right, it will slightly get modified. So right, that's the option.
Sir,
Yes, Yuka.
sir, in my view, model is disabled, is not showing anything there.
You are getting the this particular view like desktop,
Yes, sir.
model, etc. are there, but you don't have any option to change the model. That's what you are saying, right?
The device preview is not showing there. There is a
Can you do something like this? This is happening.
default is coming, but sir,
Only default is coming, no device preview. That's what you are saying.
yes, sir.
I'm not very sure why it is happening, because as soon as I come to a dashboard, so in the free version, these are the standard what you call options available, right? So it should come by default. That's what I am expecting. They should then let me just check. No, I don't think anything else will control that. So this is a default option. I have not made any changes, right? Others also getting, I guess, right? So others, please tell me whether you are getting this device preview option by default. Simply you clicked on the new dashboard and this page comes up, and I expect you to see this, right? You are getting that?
So on device type, click on the right side now. You will get that. Earlier I was also not getting model and this layout, desktop layout. So default we can, when we click on desktop,
Correct.
we get that.
Maybe that's how it is. Okay, so
Yes,
please
yes,
observe,
yes,
right?
coming.
Click
Yes,
on
it's
this.
coming.
Right. Okay. So in my system directly, as soon as I click that, this came. Yes, as she told, if you click on this desktop, I think that was a default earlier. That default means only this part, right? Simply click on this, right? Okay. All right. So you get that. Now you see that that was corresponding to only desktop, right? So modify that. Go to the tablet. So now you see you have various tablets available. Click on that, right? You can see iPad mini, iPad Air, right? So it's actually business specific, right? Whichever tabs are widely used, depending on that, they have made the modifications here. They have made sure that for those particular models, you can customize your whatever visualization you are going to get here. You can modify that. Okay. So that's the option here, right? You can check various things also, right? And I think you have a phone options as well. So you move on to right side, phone comes. You can see a list of phones are made available here, right? I'm able to see iPhone X, iPhone XR, iPhone 7, iPhone 7 Plus, Samsung Galaxy, Note series, S series, Google Pixel, Nexus, etc. Right? These are the options we have, right? Maybe slightly it might vary, right? But still, right, these are the options we have, right? Further moving will bring it to default, then the desktop. So those are the very basic features which we get in our TABLEAU public version related to the dashboard. Okay, is that fine? Everyone is with me?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Okay, so now let us move to the creation of our first dashboard, right? So I'll select, say, maybe a tree map, right? Simply click. Now you see it's a floating option selected. So as I'm moving, you can see that this is the floating option. I'll try to bring and I'll paste. I'll leave it here. So as I leave it, it comes over there, right? So I can further, right, move it to left, right as per my requirement, and I can place it somewhere. And also you can reduce the size, you can increase the size, right? According to your requirement, you can make the modification. Okay, so that's the one part, right? I think I should be able to move this also. Which color is what? It actually tells something. So I will do that. I can place it wherever it is required. Then let me bring the geographical data. Let me see what I can do with this. So this is how it looks like. I'll bring the sales to a different position, and since it is a I want to give a lot of space for this, let us assume. Okay. So whichever sheets you have, you try with that. I'm doing it random. I don't have anything in mind, right? I'm trying to show you how to do the how to make a dashboard basically, right? Right, you can actually bring this to various positions, and if you don't want, you can actually close that part also. So profit wise, if I don't want, I'll just close this, no problem, that goes it. Absolutely fine, right? So then this is a tree map. Let me try to slightly increase the size, and let us see what happens now when I bring this slightly down. No. Okay, then let me check what I have. Okay, I have a dual axis graph. Let me bring it, and okay, let me try to see what happens. I'll try to make it slightly larger because the right, I try to increase the size so that visualization becomes proper for me. That's all. I selected a different I selected a different range, that's all. Okay, so now I'll try to make it more proper, right? I'll just reduce this. Previously we didn't have enough space, that's all. So that was the problem. Now we can bring this into a required state. All right, so then I want to okay, let me see a sales profit graph as well over here. Anyway, so as of now, my dashboard, I'm trying to put 4 different graphs. Okay, depending upon what you want to put, definitely go ahead and change it. I'll try to make sure that none of them are overlapping, right? That's what I'm trying to do right now. Okay, put few graphs on your dashboard first, right? Meanwhile, if you have any doubt, please go ahead.
Sir, how you made the full website, full desktop, sir?
On the size, go to the size, left hand side, you can see an option called size, right? Make modifications over here.
Size.
Left side,
Model,
you can see
what?
Size, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Just by selecting that, it will change, right? Make some modifications.
Yeah.
Over there and,
Yeah. Got it, sir. Got it.
Sir, on the left hand side, how we are selecting tree map, geographic data, how we are getting ticks, small blue ticks on that.
Blue tick means I have
just dragging
that.
and drop.
I have used that, right?
Just dragging and drop.
Yeah,
just dragging.
Everything is drag and drop. So you can see that I use one tree map, one geographical, one dual axis, one profit sales, etc. Those were the names I gave, right? But if you give a name right, according to that, it's easier for even visualization. When we have multiple graphs here, right, it becomes easier for us to understand what is being plotted over there. Try with various graphs, whatever graphs that are available with you, right? You can try to make modifications in that, right? So that's our first part, right? How do you create a simple dashboard? This actually creates, right? If you have a very informative graphs created, right? You can bring them over here and you can visualize multiple things at once. That's our first thing. Simple visualization only. We are not, so far we have not modified anything over here. So the next part that is going to come will be the modifications that you can do here, right? Can I do something more, right? Instead of just visualizing whatever is available as a sheet, right? Can I make modifications? That's the question, right? So we'll be looking at that, right? Before that, since it's 5:30, let's go for a tea break, and we'll come back and join at 5:50, and let's continue from there. All right, so take a break and let's continue after that. So far we were looking at the dashboard, and we looked at the basic parameters that are available to change in a dashboard when we create, and we saw that we can drag and drop the sheets, right, to create a dashboard, right, from whatever was available from the sheets that I have created so far. During this session, I try to create a dashboard, and that looks something like this, right? So whatever you see here is a very simple dashboard that consists of 4 different sheets. Okay, so any doubt you have with this part of the dashboard? All right, so let's move further. The next step in dashboard is to obtain the different types of modifications. So what are the modifications I can do? The first thing and the most important thing is called as the filtering. The filtering option can be enabled directly by, if I bring my cursor on, say, tree map, and I click in a blank space on the tree map, right? I can see the options coming here. One is X, indicating that I have to close this. I can expand this, or there are many other options also. When you click on this, you can see, right, various options coming up. So in that, the third option, when you bring it over there, it says that use as a filter. Okay, so why the use as filter is given as the default one is that's the widely used feature, right? Simply click on use as filter. In the sense, on a particular visualization, or out of n number of visualizations that you may have on a particular dashboard, you select one of them, right? And you say that I'm going to use this particular graph, this particular visualization as a filter. So what is the use? You see, now I can see that this is a tree map. This actually talks, right? The size talks about something, color talks about something. Right? Anyway, I have removed that part from my graph, so I'm not able to see what is what. Anyway, it's fine for me. That is for showing the features of a filter. I don't need any of them. So let me say I'm interested in the central region because that shows red means something danger, right? I want to see what actually it means. So simply click on the central. Click on the central, right? Observe what happens on the other graph. So we have many. So I'll cancel that. So now you can see that I can see specifically I'm talking about the geographic data. Right? On a geographic data, I can see that there are various types of circles, various colors, right, throughout the country. All right, but as soon as I select the central, because based on the central, we are trying to make the modifications in the graph. I'm selecting only the central region. I'm saying that I had 4 different regions, out of which I'm selecting only the central region. So that means my complete graph gets concentrated towards the, not just graph, the whole dashboard provides you the details related to what you have chosen inside the one particular graph which you have chosen as a filter. So right now I'm selecting the tree map as a filter. In the tree map, whatever you choose, all the other graphs will be aligned according to, they will modify their data according to what you have chosen. So for example, let me first start with the central. I click on the central. See, everything changes. All the graph, everything, every other graph which is present on your this thing changes. So what I can understand, so central region means what, right? In on a geographical data also, everything gets concentrated towards the central US because data set is towards is from US. So central US means what? You will be able to understand that. Plus you will see, right? There was a coloring option, right? We had chosen that this was, sorry, that is related to some other graph. My mistake. I'll just cancel that because that was a profit and loss related to this graph. Okay, I didn't cancel that out. Now let me say I'm very much interested to see what is happening in the Texas. So click on the Texas, right? It will give you the details saying that, oh, okay, so there is no profit, there is completely loss, right? I'm also able to see that, right, which is the category, right? That's actually furnishing. Profit is minus the income. Now it is actually only related to one region which you have selected, right? Overall result may be completely different, right? But when it comes to a specific filter that you apply to one of the graphs, all the other remaining graph, wherever you have not applied a filter, they will, right, make the changes, right, according to the chosen path. Okay, chosen variable from a filter. So now I'll make the modification. I can simply click on this thing. Now when I deselect the one, everything becomes normal, right? I click on the west side, right? So I simply click on west. Among the west states of US, you can see that the graph gets modified according to that. So you see whichever I think furnishing was in loss when in the central region, but now you see this is completely different. So the loss we are observing here is from a subcategory called book cases, right? And I can see that there is a loss. Sorry, there is a huge profit for copiers, and the right the sales, right? Okay, this is a sales versus profit, sales and profit. This is a sales and profit of subcategory wise, right? So this is the sale. So sales is highest for chairs, and the profit is highest for copiers. So change the region, different region. According to that, you can see, right, the graphs are getting modified. So if at all you are using this, right, you have an option to, whichever is your concentration, basically whichever information you want to provide, right, you can select that as a filter, right? Region wise, if you are if you want to provide some information to someone, you want to pass an information related to region wise, then this is the best option, right? Use a filter and you can, right, extract and make sure that people visualize only what you choose. So properly, if you choose a filter, definitely that's going to help you. Okay, so south also I'll choose. So according to whichever states are eastern states, southern states, central states, and the western states, right? So I think there geographically they have divided the states into these parts. So according to that, we can see here, right? As and when you choose a particular state, you should observe that all the other three graphs which are not a part of the filter, not a part of this filter, they change their data and their visualization accordingly. This is very important aspect of that. Okay, so whatever graphs you have used, right, please try this with that and let me know if you have any. Okay, so once we are fine, we will proceed to the next concept under the dashboard.
Sir, I don't know why in my tableau it is not changing, sir, when I change the reason.
It means, have you selected the filter, this part? The wherever I'm moving the mouse, right? So just see here, this is the option called filtering, right?
Okay.
You need to select that. So if I deselect, just observe, I'll cancel that. I'm not using this as a filter. Now you see, even if I change, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
so
got
simply
it.
click on that, right? It becomes a filter now. I'm saying that according to the selection on this particular graph, change all other this thing, right? Change all other visualizations. So I select north means everything shift to north, etc. Like west, east, south, like that. So again, I use a tree map here. If you have used any other graph, yes, according to whatever you are choosing, it will change. Okay, so now what I do, I'll cancel this. I cancel this and I'll choose the geographic data as a filter. All right. Now you see, I'll move to the California, right? Everything is related to California only now because I changed my filter to the geographical data. On geographical data, whatever I choose, all the other graphs will, right, make the changes accordingly. So filter means that. So based on certain conditions that you choose, everything else needs to be modified. Data will pass through the filter only if it satisfies certain condition, right? That's what is a filter. So I selected California. Everything is related to California only. You see, right? This graph is a sales amount of California only. So you can actually align this, right, according to the, right? Okay, let me try to do something here. Let me try to reduce the size. Eraser size, let me try to make it small. Let me try to make this larger so that I can visualize in a slightly different fashion. Okay, now I align this from highest profit to the lowest profit, but the thing should be very clear. So everything that I'm visualizing right now is only related to the particular state called California, right? I click here, it means it will deselect, right? Sorry. Okay, I deselected that. Okay, maybe that is zooming out. Okay, now I'll select this one. It looks like a red for me, so something in danger maybe. So let's click on that. When I click on that, right, it is corresponding to Texas. You can see a red line comes up because I sorted this particular graph, profit graph, according to the profit, highest profit to the lowest profit. So there is a particular subcategory called binders, right? It shows a profit of negative 14,700, right? So that means, right, it's a dangerous product to sell in California, not California, Texas. All right. So in the same way, phones are making profit over there. So there's a good amount of sales plus a reasonable amount of profit, right? Like that. You can choose, right? Geographically, based on the geographical data, you can make the selections. Okay, there is another green color. I want to know what is happening over there. So that's corresponding to New York, right? So machines, phones, chairs, etc. Right? They're the highest sellers. And profit-wise, the machines, then phones, then binders, then chairs, etc. So if I want to make the modifications for the sales, I can click on this. It actually sales will be arranged in the particular sorted form, right? So phones are highest sold, then the chairs, then machines, then binders, and so on. Okay, out of which there is a category called tables subcategory, which actually shows a negative amount for profit, saying that though there is a good amount of sale like 13,779, but overall you don't have a profit but loss. So region wise, if you want to check, right, something, then this is the best option. All right, so that's what happens when you select the geographical data as a filter. I'll cancel that. Okay, I can even move to the others, right? What happens for if I choose a profit sales as a particular filter? Now you see, I can see that a particular category is showing, right, negative thing that's corresponding to tables. Let me click on that. So everything gets changed to tables only. What happened with the table overall, you can see that, right? So east, you see profit is least. I'm starting from the analysis from the tree map, right? So you can see east has least profit. It's in the sense it's a loss. That's why the red color. Then the south, sales are the sales. You can see the sales amount, but the profit is right not there. Then you have this. Then west is providing certain amount of profit, right, for this, because overall I saw that this is the one category which had, right, loss. So I was interested in that, so I went to that. Now region wise talking, this is the place where you had huge amount of loss. At the same time, this is the place where you had, though other regions are showing loss, this is one region which is showing certain amount of profit. So something like, if you that's why we said the business analytics tool is the Tableau, right? So Tableau is widely used that. So a lot of visualization is possible here related to the data set that you are going to have, right? So other options also you can see, right, that this is what is happening. Let me see phones now, because phones are the highest sold devices. Let me click on that. So what happened, right? I can see, right, east region, central, south, and this. So if you want to go with the every region wise, every state wise, I can see that these are the two states where you see, though there is a sales amount, but still the profit is less. Okay, and the dual axis graph completely shifts to only one because I chose that particular this thing, right, subcategory. Whatever is the category of that subcategory, only this dual axis graph shifts to that. All right, so just make the changes. So profit is highest for copiers. So when I click on that, everything, right, the complete graph shifts to that. So east, I think the west region is the one which provides highest sales as well as the profit for this. So same thing is justified here, right? I can see larger circles coming on the western region, right? And there are some other states which you can see that very less amount of, sorry, the profit is pretty much less over here, right, in the eastern regions. Though sales may be, right, highest, but still you see there is a lot of loss over there. Okay, so that's the detail which you can get when you use, say, the profit sales graph as your filter. Let's check what's happened. So each and every the fundamental idea is that each and every sheet that you bring onto our dashboard, you can use that as a filter if required. So that's why initially I told you have to decide, right, what should be the filter that I apply so that I convey the message clearly to the audience, whoever is going to look at this or to whom you are providing the information. So let's go to the dual axis part. I'll try to set that as a filter. Let me check. Let me go to the technology. So everything changes to the technology, right? I'll change the technology itself. So still, this is also going to be talking about the technology because this whole column is about the technology itself. Then I'll move to the office supply. Everything moves to the office supply. So subcategories, whatever you see here, are corresponding to only the subcategories of that category which you have chosen. For example, this is office tools. Okay, so let me try to slightly reduce this size so that I can move this. Yeah, now we can have a good visualization, including which particular category I have chosen, right? Then I'll cancel this. I will select this, the furniture. So everything, right, every other visualization that is present on your graph directly shifts to what is called as the furniture category. So there is an option to select multiple, right? Just hold on the control button and select another category, right? So now you see we are selecting two categories. One is furniture and one more is office supply. So the complete other graphs get shifted to this. Okay, so please try this, and if you have any doubt, please go ahead. I'll clear the doubt before I proceed further.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
sir,
Risha.
somehow I got my tree map. Only one category is there, sir. South region is there only. I don't know how it happened.
Okay. Let me go to the tree map first, just so that you can see what are the various things that we have chosen. Okay, so I think we had chosen the regions and the region-wise sales, I guess, or region-wise profit. You can see here it's a profit one, right? We use the profit. So select a region and select profit. Okay, and go to the show me and then select the this one. Okay, and then select the tree map. Right? I think if you do that, go to a new thing. Okay, go to a new sheet and do this. This thing will come. All right, so I think that should solve the problem. I'll move back to the dashboard. Yeah, any other doubt? Please go ahead. So far what we were considering is that how to apply a particular visualization inside a dashboard as a filter, right? So the next obvious question that comes is that what if I select multiple graphs as my filter? Will it work? It should work, right? So let's do that. Let me do something. Let me take a tree map, select that as a filter. Let me go to a geographic, select that as a filter. Let me go to the dual axis. Let me select that also as a filter. Let me see. Okay, so I'll select, yeah, so this is a filter, this is a filter, this is also a filter. Okay, now let me say I'll come to the dual axis, and I see that furniture category has less profit, though there is a lot of sales. And okay, I'm actually interested in that. Let me select that category. Okay, and let me also select, say, I know that I can select multiple things. I'll select supplies also, office supply. Let's see, this is what happened. And in the tree map, I will go to the central one. Okay, you see other graphs are changing accordingly. I'm actually using multiple filters. So if you want, you remove the office supplies, still it should be fine. So I selected furniture category from one of the graphs. I selected central from a different graph. I will select, say, okay, Texas shows bigger red color, so I'm interested in that. So I'll click on that. Now you see, right, the profit sales graph, which was not selected as a filter, is actually completely modified according to your other parameters. Like I chose, right, furniture, right? So furniture says that, right, furniture is a category, central region, and geographically I selected one particular state. So this means profit is, there is no profit at all. Everything is in loss in this particular category called furniture. So maybe the conclusion that your company will take that, okay, we should not sell any furniture in that particular state because you don't have. So look at any other state which actually provides you a lot of profit over there. Maybe you will shift to that. So that's all, right? Visualization is going to help you out to make the financial decisions, right? So let me cancel this, or let me move to the office supplies. Okay, now you see in office supply, few of them are actually providing you a good amount of this thing. But when you consider others, right? For example, binders is in loss. But if you look at the binders and appliances are in loss, but others, right? Maybe little bit of profit you have. So whichever you can see that there's a profit, you can retain, right? Then let me show you. Let me move to technology side. Let's see what happens. So in the technology, only machines are having problems over there. Others are fine with that. So you can change this. I'll cancel the central region. Okay, let me change to a different one. All right. So now we move to this different state here. Okay, so I'll remove the technology. Everything comes back. I can move to the east. I can visualize something happening over there. Okay, so that's how you can make the modifications, right? You can get different insights based on the filtering. Now you saw a complex version of the filtering where you are using multiple, you are creating multiple filters, and in each filter you are selecting different parameters. So dual axis, I selected one category. Tree map selected a particular region, and geographically I selected one of the state that falls under the particular region which we were talking about. Okay, so that's how you can make these modifications, right? So filters, now so far we understood that filters are very helpful to get a much more detailed insight of which consists of a dashboard which consists of multiple graphs. You select one or two features, one or two graphs to select as a filter, and using that, right, you can get
Excuse me,
a lot
sir.
of visualizations. Yes, Mona, please go ahead.
Sir, how I'm not able to do unfilter. मतलब कि filter के बाद I'm not able to rearrange and come back to the same tree map.
Everything has to be reset, in the sense, if this was a filter, cancel that. If this is a filter, cancel that. Click on everything and check. Okay, right now you see that this is a filter. I have to remove that, so I'll remove that. That's all. Like that.
Doing
everything.
that, sir. Not getting. I don't know.
I'm not very sure, because one of them should be a filter. Otherwise, you should get that. Right? So kindly check all the 4 again and let me know.
I'm not getting, sir. I don't know what is the reason.
There is no other
Getting
option actually.
Choose.
This region is coming sir only.
You can even click on the right click. You can, for everything you can right click and check that whether there is a filter that is enabled, right? So it says that if there is a tick mark on use as filter, it means it is still a filter, right? So try to cancel that out.
I am clicking on don't use as a filter also. After that also I'm not getting that. I don't know what's the problem.
The other suggestion could be removing the tree map and you put the tree map again. Let's check that. Okay, so at least that should work. All right, so that's the usage of what is called as a dashboard, right? You can give a names for them, right? So I'll give the name as 4 in 1. Okay, it's a dashboard. Okay, let's move further. Let me go for another feature. This is actually an advanced feature under the normal sheets. Okay, so I have to move back to the sheet. So let me create another sheet. Right now, what I'll try to do here is, let me bring, say, do I have names? Yeah, customer name. I'll print the customer name as columns. So it asks, there are too many numbers. Do you really want to do that? I'll say yes. Okay. I'll bring it to the rows then. And let me bring the, say, what is the sales? All right. And let me try to sort this. Okay, so the sales amount by a particular customer's name versus the amount in terms of the sales along the x-axis. You can see that. Now, what if I want to see the top 10? I want to see, anyway, I can see it here and I can count, but visually I should be able to see, right? Based on certain, I should have a control. What if I want to see the top 10? What if I want to see top 20? What if I want to see top 50? Like that. This is my count, right? As of now, I don't have any option. I need to count. Like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 10. Okay, these are the top 10. That's what I can, I have to do right now if I want to know where is the, up to what level is the top 10, up to what level is top 20. If I want to visualize that, right, I need to do some similar. So this plot is very simple. Plot is very fine with us. We have used that, but the next part is considered under the advanced topic. Okay, so we have to create what is called as a parameter, right? So in order to create a parameter, right, I have to go to the same place where we created the calculated field. So do you remember the calculated field we used in the yesterday's class? That is from here. Okay, so go to this particular arrow mark and click that. So as soon as you click that, right, you get an option. saying that create a calculated field. Below that, you have the create a parameter. Okay. As soon as you create a parameter, a window pops up. Anyway, I'm going to show that slide which I had saved. Right. I'm going to come to that. I'll come to that. So before that, let me do this. Let me tell what I'm doing, because I'll create on my side first, then I'll show you the thing. So it actually says there is a name. A window pops up saying that create parameter, which actually says the first field that name of the parameter. So let me give a name as top, capital N, top N. I think I'm looking at the customers, right? So top N customers. The name I'm giving is top N customers. So below that, I have various fields. So data type, make it as a integer. Display format, I'll keep it automatic. Okay, so display format should be automatic. Then let me say.
So what's the data type?
Data type is integer. Okay, so it asks for a current value below that. Let enter with, I'll enter it as 10. Okay, and I think I can have only that much as of now. Let me select. Okay, I'll show you the everything whatever I am choosing. Right, just hold on for a minute. Let me go with. So once you do everything, and I'll be okay. So right, so at the bottom, right, once it is successfully done, you should be able to see something like this. What you will do, I'll show you now. Okay, so this is what is expected. Right, so you clicked on create a parameter, so there is a window that is popping up. Right, in that window you try to enter these things. So name, you provide a name, then data type, current value, I'm keeping as 10 because by default I want to see 10 top customers. Right, then I should have a facility so that I can change it. So what is the change that you are going to do? You see here, we are actually specifying that. Right, I should have a range available for me to select. Minimum value of the range is 5, maximum is 20, and I should be able to change it in the steps of 5. In the sense 5, 10, 15, 20. These are the options which I am trying to create now. So you can definitely modify and you can change if you want. Okay, do everything and click on OK. Right, so when you click OK, right, we should get a parameter that is being created below your measures. Okay, everybody with me? So the next thing is, I'll come back to my Tableau screen.
Sir, I am not getting this display, sorry, this set from field.
Sorry, which one?
The last one?
This thing?
Yes.
No problem. Anyway, we are not using it as of now. It's not required. Don't worry. Okay, just concentrate on these values, right? Are you entering these things on you? Are you able to enter these things on your screen? That's what is important. Once
And
it is
even
done,
if I'm just getting a number. I don't know. I'm not getting automatic.
I have no idea. Just because whatever was there in my system, I'm showing you. Okay, so this is what I had earlier. Just If you don't have automatic, don't worry, leave it, right? Whatever is there, let it be default. Okay, so maybe there is a small change in the display that we are going to get. That's absolutely fine.
For automatic, it is showing 1.
No problem. No problem. Absolutely fine. If it is default, something is showing means that itself is automatic. So if it is showing automatic and if it is giving a display as 1, keep it. Okay, keep as it is. Okay, any other doubt? Fine. So now let me come back to the Tableau screen. Now you should be able to see the parameter at the bottom, right? So on the screen, right, this should be having already created for you, indicating that yes, we have created a particular parameter. Right, now I still have to use this parameter. I did not mention that I want to use it or something, right? So in order to do that, what you do, you right click on that parameter. The top end, right, customers is whatever you see over here, right? Right click on that. Okay, so when you right click, you will get a pop-up coming up, and over there you need to select show parameter control. Let me do that. Right click, show parameter control, or simply show parameter. That's also fine. Okay, show parameter control. Anything you see that, click on that. On the right hand side, you can see, right, now I have top end customers coming up, but I have not mentioned where I'm supposed to use this. So even if you do any changes, right, no change. Okay, you can see that 10, 15, I'm changing this to this, but I'm actually not able to see any use of that. So I need to do one more step. Okay, everybody is still here? Any doubt you have? Please let me know, then I'll proceed.
That's it.
Okay, so the next thing is that where I'm supposed to use this, it has to be used top n customers. I want to know by name, correct? Because right now I'm having a visualization wherein I can see a person's name followed by some count related to that. So I have to say that apply whatever you have created as a top n customers, apply that to where, apply that to the customer name, right? So what you are supposed to do, go to the customer name which is present on the left side as a dimension, right click on that, right? Everybody do that simultaneously. Let's do this. So right click on customer name, right? And when you click on the right click on the customer name, right, you will see an option called create, right? It's actually from the top 6th or 7th, I guess. So there is duplicate, rename, hide, alias, and after that I am getting an option called create, right? Click on the create. As soon as you click on the create, I get another small pop-up. It says set. I repeat, right click on customer ID. A window pops up in which you need to select create. Another small window comes up. In that you select set. Okay. Another big window should pop up.
Yes, sir. Where is customer ID?
Excuse me, sir. We have to select customer name.
Yes, customer name. Yeah, I'll show you, Devendra. Just hold on. Okay. Where is that? I will show you now. Let's see this. Can you see? On the left side, we have customer name. In that you select create. Then you select set.
Customer name. Okay, just a minute. And customer name create, right, sir?
Yeah, customer name, create
and set.
So when you click on that, another window pops up. Just hold on till then.
Yeah.
Let everybody come till there. Okay, right. So we have the set that is coming up, right? Let me check on my side what happened. Let me move back to the Tableau. Yeah, so I am getting that another one. Okay, so that actually says okay, there is a create set, right? So there is another window pops up which says that create set. So give some name for that. I'm going to give top N customers by sales because I'm looking at the sales, right? So I'll give a name as top N customers by sales. Any name you want, you can give. Okay, so I'll give that as the name, right? And I will select okay, below that I have multiple conditions. Just hold on, I'll share my saved this thing. Okay, so that you can do the same thing, right? So just hold on. Yeah. So as soon as you do that, you should be able to observe something like this coming in your screen. What you are supposed to do, I'll just show you. Just please hold on 1 second. Right. So you will be able to see in a moment. Yeah. So this is what. So you have an option on the top saying that name, give any name you want. Sorry. Just a second. Yeah. So give a name, and below that you have general, condition, and top. Okay. So just select the top first, and after selecting the top, go to this one. If none is selected, select by field. Okay. After doing the field, make sure that you have the following ones are selected from the list. So click on this, select top. Now you see you created a parameter called as top N customers. I have to select that parameter here. Okay. Then come to the sales, because whatever is present on the x-axis is sales. So sales, and I'm looking, actually aggregation is happening, right? So by default, the Tableau is showing what? It's a sum of something. So sum of sales is what it's actually showing. So I have to select sum of sales, right? According to whatever you are selecting, you can do this, right? So just do that and click OK. Yes, Manish.
So from where we are getting this create set option?
Create set options, right? You have to right click on the customer name, right? Then select create and then select set.
Okay. Got it, sir. Got it. You showed it, sir, actually.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Then do this. At the end, you should be able to see, right, a particular set that is being created, right, on your left side. Any doubt with this? Everybody able to do this, right?
Sir, by field, select the first option top, then after column is coming 10 number of 10.
No, don't with the number. Go to this by field is what I
by
want
field.
to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I selected. Then after coming the top,
select the
select top.
Then select top N customers.
But I have select here the here coming create a new parameter, enter a value.
That means you have not created a parameter. Earlier I showed you, right, how to create a parameter, and because of the parameter you get something like this. Right?
Yes, yes.
So that needs to be done. If you have not done that, you will not get that here. That's why we created a parameter first, then we came to the set. Okay, so this is a procedure, right? You need to go for a parameter first, create a parameter. Now in a set, you select that as your parameter. That's all. So
okay,
you see, you can see here, see, I created a parameter called top N customers. Correct.
Yes.
Now I can see that the same name coming here, because whatever I have created, I'm using it here. Since it is already available, then only you are able to utilize that. Is that okay?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Yeah. Okay. Any other doubt? Fine. So now I will go back to the Tableau screen, right? Then let me show you what we are supposed to do. Okay. So after getting this, right? Simply click OK. right? You have your screen.
We don't click on by formula.
Not by formula, nothing to do with the formula.
Okay.
Okay, only the steps which I mentioned. Let's do that, then press OK. Okay, I did something, sorry. Let me go back. Okay, so far good. Let me click on this. It says in or out. Let me check. Oh, sorry, what happened? Sheet number 13. Sure. Okay, so now let me change this 10 to 15 and check what happens. So you can see that, right? There is a in and out column that has been created, right? This actually is talking about, right, till where you are supposed to consider, right? So that, oh, sorry, in and out. Okay, this was arranged in some other fashion. Okay, let me do that. Yeah. So you see that as soon as you change this, right, we can observe, right, the changes. So who are the top 5? These are the top 5, right? 5, 10 is fine, but when you are actually dealing with a huge data, this is going to be a very helpful, what do you call as a parameter, okay? Oh, sorry, I did something else. Let me not do that. So initially I was expecting a different thing. So let me just check that whether I can see, right? Just give me a second. Let me check whether this is going to help out. Yeah, so this is the one which I was expecting, right? So just see that on the top, observe, right? This should be first, okay? Then I should have a customer, right? So previously it was reverse, that's why it was showing in and out. So in and out is fine for us, but I was looking for a line being displayed. Now you can see that the in and out are coming first for me, right? Indicating that I can see here before the name I have in and out. So in means they are falling within this range which you have selected. So how to change this range? Come to this side. So top n customer, n equal to 5. So modify, move it to the next level. So that is equal to 10. Now you see this line is moved down. There is a line actually being printed over here. Just observe that moved down including 10 customers, right? So I'll move further to 15. So observe this is actually, right, further down. So there are 15 customers named in the inside the in region. So all the names outside this are named as out, right? So you should be able to see that here. And there is the in written over here, indicating that that is in the region which you have chosen. Top n, this is in means it is within the top. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Devendra, please go ahead.
Yeah, I could not able to see this right side window top end customer, sir. And also how we got this in and out, sir.
So in and out you can get by making this first. You need to bring this first. Okay.
For where we need to bring, sir?
In the sense you have to select that, right? So we created the top n customers, right? So, right, top n customers by sales you can see here, right?
Yeah.
This one. So just double click on that.
Okay.
So double
Just
click
wait,
on
sir.
that, right? So some changes will
Just
happen. So this gets added. When you do that, this comes in any order. Make sure that this comes first. If it is in the second position, just drag it. So it was in the this like this for me.
yeah,
I just brought it to the first. Okay. So as soon as you do that, you get this. And
that got it, sir.
yeah. And more importantly, we get a line here. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sir, only top end customer right side window I'm not getting, sir. This 15 and we can yeah.
Okay. For that you need to come to this point, top end customers. Go for a right click on that and
Okay.
on the top you see show parameter. Select
Yeah,
that.
got it, sir.
It
Got
will
it, sir.
come.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, so there is a point from Gaurav saying that if you use a filter, right, it will definitely show the 10 customers, right? But now you see we are providing a facility to select. That option is not possible in a filter. Filter, you have to go every time and you have to select 10, then it will show 10. Next time I have to go to filter, modify it as 20, it will show 20. So here, right, the idea is that how to create a parameter and how to use a parameter on a filter. Okay, so this example is very simple and very silly. That's I agree. But our intention is not on this particular application. Our intention is to see how do you create a parameter like selecting n number of customers out of your list, and how to enable that particular parameter so that you can use it on your actual data. So something like, right, creating a line here and differentiating is what is the ultimate concept that we are trying to learn here. Okay. So I hope everybody is fine with this. Let me write here. So this is parameter. I'll select that. That's the thing. So let me move further. The next one. This is the important one, but some will feel that this has a lot of steps. So this is what is called as a donut graph, right? We know that there is a we will be using the pie charts to create a donut. There is a no plot which directly you can use as a donut. You cannot see that in a show me, right? But one of the very interesting and very useful and very attractive graph is what is called as a donut graph. All right, so we are going to create that as the last part under the TABLEAU session. All right, so let's move ahead. So meanwhile, if you have any doubt, please let me know. Right, let me go to this and let me try to let me select say few parameters first. I'll go to the category and sales. Oh, sorry, it was selecting everything. I don't want that. Category versus sales. I will select. Then let me go to the show me. Let me check if pie is available. Yes, I'll select a pie. So this is the first step. So we'll be starting with the pie chart. Okay. Then on the top, you can see that there is something called as a standard, right? So right somewhere here, you see that it says standard. Click on that. Click on that. We have multiple options available. Go to the entire view, right? So that this comes to the center. So I didn't tell this when we were discussing about the pie chart, because anyway, I'm going to discuss over here, right? So if you want, so that was coming at a corner, right? How to bring it to the center? This is what you go to the view and select entire view. It will bring this, any graph, whatever you have somewhere in the corner, it will come to the center. So I repeat, so create a particular pie chart, then go to the entire view, go to the top, right, where you have a drop down menu coming up from this side, and select entire view from that. This is what is going to come. Okay, so entire view is over here. Okay, so I'll close the show me options. Now I'll have the region somewhere, and let me bring the region to columns. Right, region wise I get the pie chart now. So what's the next step? I'm bringing the region over here. So make that change. So there are 4 regions. We already know that in our data set we have 4 regions. So according to the region, we get different pie charts, and I can observe that right, they're not in the same size, because the size is decided by what? I can visualize here. Size is decided by the sales. Angle of whatever angle is there inside this, that's also decided by the sales. So sales is the one which actually decides the size over here, the size of the circle, right? So that's because of that we have something like this. So what I try to do, I'll make all the sizes same. I'll drop the size parameter. So I'm saying that I don't want to see the size. I don't want to see the size change. So simply drop that from the marks, whichever you have, right? Now you can see that all of them are same. Okay. Yes. All right. Let me try to give the colors. Colors are already there. Then let me check what I can use as a parameter. Right, let me bring let me check what I can bring over there. Customers, profit, orders, product, hierarchy, product ID, region, row ID, segment. Let me try to get say okay, let me try to bring the order count. Let me see what happens. Okay, I'm bringing the order count over here. You can see, right, order count is different in different regions, and it is different for what you can say different right, it's different for different region and different category. So that's why we are getting different circles, right? Because I'm saying that I need some more details about rows. Okay, just hold on, this is fine for us. This is not a error, right? So bring the count to that, and I want to bring them back, right? I want to bring all of them back. So what I'll try to do now is something like this. So I will select the same thing, right? Count. I click on the count. You can see my cursor over there, mouse cursor. And over there, I will go to a measure. And as you can click, you can see that there is no option called. Let me check. I think count is not going to work. Let me check. Any other value will give me that. Let me just check. Okay. All right.
Measure is there for sales.
Measure and sales will work. Let me remove that. Then let me check. Okay, the one which we have created, let's try to calculate that. Will that work? Number of, let's check whether what happens with the, okay, this is fine, I think. Okay, let me just click on this, and no, that's not giving me the required one. Just hold on. Let me check the other one. The ratio it's actually giving an aggregated value, so I don't want that. Okay, as you told, let me check with the profit. Okay, yeah, profit should go. Thank you. Right, you bring the profit over. Okay, so click on that particular profit and you get a pop-up, and that says measure, and it says measure sum. By default it says measure sum, right? What I want to do is measure the minimum value. Okay, don't measure the sum. Click on the sum, click on the measure, right? When you click on the profit, window pops up. In that, go to measure and select, say, minimum. No, minimum is not going to work. I wanted everything to come all together, because profit is not minimum as one, right? So that's the problem. Let me check any other. Is it possible? Let me check. Let me go with the measure values. Okay, it's not working. Let me remove that. Longitude sales, right? There can there be a sales minimum equal to 1, because I need something which is minimum equal to 1. So no, sales is not minimum. Minimum is not 1. And discount, profit ratio. Number of this thing. Anyone is having a value 1 is what I'm looking for. All right. So that means discount is not 1, because somebody has to
Quantity?
give a minimum value equal to 1. Quantity, okay, let's check. Yeah, let me check that. So it says quantity. I'll go to measure and I'll select minimum. Yeah, thank you, it worked. Thanks a lot. So there is a
Discount
possibility
is also working.
yes,
The discount is also working.
yes, sure. Please go ahead, and if discount works, we can select that. Okay, so there is a what it is trying to do is, instead of calculating a sum could be different, but all of them will have a minimum quantity that is equal to 1. So, right? So because of that, we are able to, minimum is 1, right? Everyone will come to the 1 itself. You can see, right? All of them, we are seeing that everything is located at 1. So because minimum of each of them is 1, 1, 1. So we are able to visualize this.
But sir, how it come to minimum, sir? We have just drag and drop there. Then what is the next?
So you brought the quantity over there. Click on the quantity. Okay, there is a window popping up, and you have to select measure over there. In that, you see, you keep coming down. There is a quantity that you can. It says what you want to measure. It will be default. It's always showing sum. Okay, click on that. On the right side, another window pops up, and in that window, select minimum.
Okay. Not able to get, sir. Not able to get, sir.
I think I have that. I have saved it. Okay, I think I can show you that. Just a second. Let me. Okay, so it was actually measure of sum, but I'll move ahead and I'll select minimum from.
Okay, got it, sir.
Select a minimum. So that
Sir,
means,
what it shows?
Sorry?
Sir, what it shows?
Right now, I'm able
what
to
does
see.
this mean?
This means minimum quantity of each of them. In central region, what is the minimum quantity that has been sold? It's 1. Okay, because minimum quantity is 1. At least 1 has to be sold, so that you can show it on a chart, right? So that's why everything is 1, 1, 1, right? So then I'm not measuring the sum. Previously, I was measuring the sum. So all the 4 were different, located at different points. All the 3 categories were different over there. But now you see, it's not different, it is the same. Okay, minimum quantity is what is being displayed over there. Okay, all right. So let's go to the next step, right? So right now we have this. I want another copy of this. Right? So the best way to do that is, right, simply click on the control button, click the control button and go to this minimum quantity and drag it to the right. You get another copy of that. Minimum, whatever quantity you see over there in rows, right? Holding a control button, go there, click it, drag it and drop it, so that there are two of those. Is that fine, everybody? Okay, I hope you are still here. Now what I do, I'll go to it is marks selects all. I'll go to the min quantity, the first one. It's a pi. Go to the size, right? You can see a small window popping up. You can increase the size. Increase the size to something which is large enough, right? I want one of them to be pretty large. The other one should be slightly lesser in size. This is what I want. So go to the min quantity, the first one, and right, change the size. Whatever you feel it's good enough, you stop. Okay, that's for the upper 4 different graphs. And I'll come to the second one, right? So that is lower 4 graphs. I'll go to the I'll select there is the pi is already selected. I'll change the pi to circle. Okay, so that's my next step, right? So now you see the 4 graphs which are located at the bottom have are different. Are you okay? The next step. Sorry.
Could you please explain this step once again, how we have got it?
Yeah. For the top one, you have 2 different sets already available with you, right? So 2 copies of min quantity will provide 2 different graphs. Okay, one has 4, below you have another 4, right? I want to change the size of the top one first, so I'll go to the first. So you can see all, below that I have minimum quantity on the marks side, right? So in this I will go to the size, right, and I change the size. So changing the size already we have dealt once, right? Try to recall, and it's very simple. You get a simple bar, right? Just you can move the cursor here and there to change the size, right? So this is minimum, and this is what I consider this is enough for me. So I'll stop here. Then I'll come down and I go to the another min quantity which is below that. Now you can see here, right? And I'll go to the color. Oh, sorry, I'll select a circle before, because earlier this was pi. I change the pi back to say circle, so that everything becomes the same circle, the same color. It's no more what you call it's not right a pie chart anymore, right? Then I'll go to the color. Next option is color. In that, go to color and change the color to edit color. Change the color which one I'm selecting. Yeah, the min quantity, eliminate the color part from that. Okay, so that it becomes a single color, and select a color equal to white. So as soon as you select white, it vanishes, but don't think it's not there. It is still there. If you move a cursor, you will see that there is 1, 2, 3, 4. Those circles are still there, but the color has been changed to white. Why we did that? Because I want to create a donut, right? I want to bring this white region over the above 4 graphs so that it looks like a donut form. That's what is our ultimate goal. Okay, so till here everybody is fine, I guess. I'll move to the min quantity, right? So the second min quantity, whatever we had here, right? That's the one I'm talking about. I'll move my cursor over there and I click that, and when I click there, you see that there is an option called dual axis, right? So click on the min quantity, come down, you have a dual axis, click that. Okay. All right. Now I can go to the actually it's simple. It looks like a something different has been plotted. It's simple. We created two pie charts, changed the color of a pie chart, brought it, changed the size, and brought one over the other. That's all. So the procedure is like this. That's all. Right. So what I try to do here now, I'll go to the change of the size of the second one, that is the white colored graph, and I keep increasing this, so that you can see that whichever you feel, okay, this looks pretty much good, right? You can stop it.
Sir, could you repeat? Yeah, could you repeat, sir? This how we got single circle?
Yeah.
3 color.
Yes. So this is how. So I have to go to the min quantity. The min quantity is over here. Right? So the second min quantity, whatever you have, right? Click on that, right? So second min quantity, whatever you see, simply click on that. The second min quantity, right? So that is this. Click on that. Once you click on that, it will show in the options. You will see that dual axis, right? Click on dual axis. Your both graphs which were like this become one.
Sir, we have to click right click or sir?
Sorry. Yeah, not
Right
right
click.
click, not simple click. Simple click. Simple click also should work.
Or minimum quantity, second
second
position.
Yes.
Uh,
Dual axis. Select dual axis.
Yeah. Got it.
Yes, sure. Simply change the size of that white colored circle. You will get this. Okay.
How can change the color? Also go to color. Huh?
Not color. Size.
Size. Okay. Just
change the size and you'll get that. Okay.
So
Any other?
I'm not getting white color. I don't know why.
Sorry.
I'm not getting white color.
White color option is not there. When you click on color, what are the options you have?
I have got select color palette and different colors are there.
No. Yeah, I understood the problem. Okay, so just see here. I'm talking about this particular region. There, I should have only one. I think you have selected some other color over there. Drop it out. Okay, take it out and drop it so that it initially becomes colorless. Then you go to the color palette and change the color.
How to drop it out, sir? I mean, not that like.
No. Simply drag it and pull it down and leave it. That's all. So below you have empty space, right? So whatever you have, simply click that, drag it down, drop it. It will go.
Okay, sir.
All right. Yes. Then change the color. I think it will change to some gray or something by default. Just change it. You will get that.
Sir, could you repeat how can change white color, sir?
White color. So there will be some on this particular location. There will be something by default. Some other color is selected. So you will see that like this. You may see something color is coming here. Right? So you have to remove that. Either click on that and remove, or simply drag it and drop it below, so that goes away. Then you go to the color option and select white color.
Just a minute, sir. Yeah. White color. Okay. Got it, sir.
Yes. So you have white color.
Yeah, we can increase and decrease the size also.
Yes. Okay. So this is the fundamental idea that how to use, right? How to create donuts, right? Donut graph. Right. All the other things which we have done so far is still valid, right? You can do a lot of other things on this, right? So for example, right, you can even bring the region names on each of them. You can try that. Okay. Right. You can try to bring the various amount of sales on each of them, right? You know how to do that. Already we have discussed that. So the same concept you can try to apply here, right? And yes, so that will help you, right, in building a next level of details over this. So this is a very attractive what you call visualization. So since it was not a straightforward one, we didn't cover it in a single or a simple the basic level. So this is an advanced graph. So use it whenever you want to go with a good level of detail or related to the information that you want to convey. Okay, So any other doubt?
The one more thing, I'm getting the transparent white. That means I can see the other pie chart completely.
Other pie chart completely
And
means
I have
there has to be an
to like-
option. When you go to the color option, there has to be an option to change the opacity or make the control the transparency. Okay, so
I don't have any such options, sir.
as I click on this, right, as I click on the color option on my screen, I can see that, right, there is an option called opacity below the colors. So I have colors like black, white, many colors. Below itself, I can see that there is a what is called as opacity. If it is 0, it is transparent. If it is 100%, it does not pass anything to that. So that's the only option we have.
Okay.
Okay, select the opacity to 100% means that, right, whatever you are seeing there is
Got it.
right.
Got it. Okay.
All right, so that brings us to the end of the TABLEAU sessions, right? Actually, what we are covering is something like pretty much basic in the whole world of TABLEAU, but our intention is to bring you to the notice that there is something called as TABLEAU, and you can actually continue with this so that you can go to the next level, right? So since, right, our syllabus says that, okay, these are the major topics to be covered, right? So we try to cover that in as much detail as possible. Hope this session is useful to you, right? And I appreciate your effort in understanding this concept, and I also appreciate your patience listening to the session. All right, so please go ahead, work more on this, and any doubt you have, please feel free to contact us through the mail. All right, so we'll meet in the next session, and we'll continue to the next topic that is coming under our course. All right, so thank you everyone, have a great day.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care, sir. Have a nice weekend. Bye.